Are you ready for some good news? Jesus didn't just die so that you could live. Oh, that he did. But he did much more than that. Jesus took the judgment that would have been due to you. And so when you accept Christ, you are not only made alive forever, but you are forgiven and set free. The fact of the matter is, everybody I've ever known has a yearning, a thirst for justice. Pay attention to your thirst for justice. It's telling you something. It's telling you something about this world. It's telling you something about the design of it. And it's telling you something about God. See, what the Bible teaches very clearly, and it's completely contrary to the spirit of the age, is that we are not morally neutral. You might say, well, I'm not like that person that would go beat up a homeless man. No. But all of us have sinned and fallen short of the glories of God. So when we want justice, at the same time, what we really want is mercy. We know there needs to be justice, but we want mercy. And interestingly, in Luke chapter 12, we hear some words of this Jesus who says, no, we're not going to call fire down. Who says at Luke chapter 12, verse 49, the words of Jesus, I came to cast fire on the earth, and would that it were already kindled. And then he says, I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how great is my distress until it is accomplished. So how could Jesus say, no, I didn't come to condemn, and yet, on the other hand, say, I came to cast fire on the earth? And as has been noted by commentators and an insight from Tim Keller, that this is a literary device that is parallel repetition, where you have a sentence and then you say another sentence that means the same thing but using different words. In other words, he says, I came to cast fire on the earth, would that were already kindled. And then he says, I have a baptism to be baptized with, how great my distress is until it's accomplished. See, Jesus has already been baptized. He was baptized at the River Jordan by John the Baptist. But what is he saying here? He's saying, I've come to cast fire. And he said, I've got to be baptized. I've got to be immersed. What is he going to be immersed in? What Jesus is saying here is unimaginable, and this is where the essence of the gospel gets put into vibrant display. Jesus came to cast fire, but not upon the Samaritans, not upon you and me, but upon himself. When you trust in Jesus, he who knew no sin, Jesus, becomes your sin. And by the miracle of God's grace, you who deserved the fire of his judgment instead are given the fullness of the blessing that should have been reserved only for Jesus. So what it means for us is that we are no longer under any condemnation and have no fear of God. And it means for us that our lives are filled with a gratitude that changes everything. And it means, therefore, as unbelievable as it sounds, that when you're a Christian now, justice is still important, but justice is on your side because you have been so forgiven that you've been declared innocent, and there's no double jeopardy. You can't be tried for what Jesus has already been tried for. You cannot ever be judged by God because the judgment has already fallen upon Christ. And this is why we are so joyful. We have become the righteousness of God in Jesus Christ, and we need not fear him. We need not ever hesitate to come to him because we are his children and we're loved by him with an everlasting love. So Jesus isn't the nice pastor on the airplane saying, here, take my parachute. He is the one who's borne the whole crash of the airplane so it doesn't crash anymore and you can soar with the wings of an eagle. And that's the gospel.